Previously we have been cleaning up the redundant parts in Blender, but we can do it in Reality Capture as well with these sources. And it definitely makes sense to work straight with the sources if you're gonna be using them for baking. So in the Tools menu, I'm selecting the Lasso tool. It works just like you would expect from it. And what I'm gonna do here is lasso everything out that I want to see deleted. In this particular case, this yellow pipe and the part of the bush and the details near the door. But first let's concentrate on these two. We can alterate the selection. For example, add to it by pressing the Control key and holding it, and subtract from it by pressing Shift. As usual, I'm navigating like crazy around the model to find the right perspective, which gives me the easiest time to select it. It may seem like a pretty daunting and meticulous procedure, but actually it's very manageable, nothing to worry about really. And once we have everything selected, we can press Filter selection. Filter meaning not something like the smoothing operation, but simply deleting the unwanted geometry. And by the way, the new model appears in the left panel, alongside other parts. Let's do the same for the cover now. I'm concentrating on individual objects, basically one at a time. So I know, for example, that the selection covers a lot of unneeded area, and then I'm simply subtracting from it. Again, you can do it by holding the Shift key. I'm not trying to select multiple objects at once because it's way too tedious. I'm just concentrating on this part of the cover. Once we are happy with this selection, we can press Filter selection once again. And it will be dumped into a separate model once again. Now I can select the rest of the geometry for deletion. Subtract this part by holding Shift. Hold Control to add. Because we're dealing with points here, sometimes it can be hard to tell what actually was selected. But let's rely on our luck here. I see some floating vertices in this area. Let's try to capture them. Like this, and filter it out. So now let's jump into the left panel with the meshes and delete everything except the last iteration of this filtered out model. So these three are wiped out of existence, and this one I'll call it Building Ultra High Poly Trimmed. Hopefully this preparation will aid the baking process.